Now, Brian, I think this last guy, I think we gotta really, figure him out a little bit. We gotta really have a conversation about him. I think there's a little more to his game that needs to be figured out. Let me just ask, what round you got Dennis-Smith in from Penn State? Let me just ask you that first.
Hold on 1 second, I'll tell you that.
Danny Dennis-Sutton.
Sutton,
the edge from Penn State.
Danny Dennis-Sutton.
Sutton. I wrote down Smith. Sutton.
6'5", 265. He ideally he looks what a defensive end's supposed to look like. He's a long arm guy. He's got length. He's got some initial quickness off the snap, but he doesn't do this all the time. Mm-hmm. There is some times where he is late off the ball, and I think this is a flash player. I really do. And he looks the part, but he always doesn't play the part. I don't know what his pass rush plan really is. It's somewhat predictable. It's more power than it is counters. And when he gets stuck, it happens to him way too much. He stays stuck. The pad level tends to get a little high. Lyman can kind of get underneath him. He gets controlled. I think that this is going to sound wild. If you're a 3-4 or an odd front team, this might be a 5 technique defensive end. And I say this with power hands, 2-gap type of a player. I don't know necessarily. He doesn't play like these bendy guys that we're talking about. He does play with power. You could see it through his hands. He's a player that you can see can be physical on the edge. He could play the run, maybe even kick inside and play some defensive tackle stuff for you. But that's where he's really going to help a defense initially. I just don't think he figured things out as a pass rusher. And I think people want him to be a pass rusher. But 6'5", 265, he is a pretty looking player. The problem is, though, as a pass rusher, he doesn't always show that. So I put him there in the 3rd round.
Sometimes he's a good run guy. Very strong.
Yeah.
Great extension. Active enough. I don't see him loafing a whole bunch. Sometimes he look lost, though.
Yep.
He gets moved around when his pad level gets high.
Yeah.
Solid as a power rusher. Sometimes that boy really be putting them power moves together. I wrote this.
Yeah.
Sometimes the boy really put them power moves together. Bull rush, power punches.
Yeah.
Not really the bendy type. Kind of stiff. Oh, shit, never mind. He just ran down the middle of somebody 30 times. You got him. He's a sometimes guy.
Yeah, see, that's the thing that he is one of those guys that he teases you in the way he plays because you feel like, is he better suited to play in a scheme, as I mentioned, where he could 2-gap and not have to be this pass rusher, or does he get with somebody that teaches him? But what's the one thing we've learned about Penn State over the years?
They kind of put those guys together.
They put those guys.
Their best pass rushers are their linebackers, and their ends are just like the.
Well, how about the guy with the Giants? And I mean, we've seen over the years that they've put these edge rushers into the league, and here's another one that looks just as good looking but
Jason Owe was another one.
Yeah. But then all of a sudden you're kind of looking at him and you're going, wait a minute, why is he not? And he looks like he's better suited to play in another scheme than to play as a guy on the edge and be that. You're right. I mean, just the down the middle, it's all power. There's no, where's the moves? Where's the counter moves? Where's the slap, swim, all that stuff?
But Brian, sometimes though.
And watch, he's going to get in the league and he's going to be. You had me looking at a guy too. You had me looking at another guy for the for the Senior Bowl stuff with that Gabe Jacobs.
He's another one. I got to follow on him though.
Yeah, see, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
a Senior Bowl guy, this Gabe Jacobs. I know we'll get into it, but there were a couple of these guys that they're 6'3", 270,
strong as hell,
good looking. I mean, but where's the bend? Where's the rush? Where's the power? I mean. I know we're going to talk about Jacobs, and people are like, oh, he had 12. People go, BROADDUS, he had 12 sacks.
He stumbled into them, and he ran free on a lot
Big Ten, 12 sacks in the Big Ten. I went back. I'm like, okay, let me see where these sacks came. 6.5 sacks in the last 4 games. Rutgers, Maryland, Wisconsin, Northwestern.
Yep.
There's something to that.
Yeah.
You ain't sacking Michigan and USC Oregon and Ohio State, and you're not doing that. You know, so those are the games that, to me, when I'm watching these guys, and you're always talking about competition, why is he not beating
Them dudes.
the Ohio State left tackle?
Yeah.
You know, that who we're gonna talk about here. Why is he not beating that guy?
Sure.
You know, why is he not beating the guy at Washington or Michigan or one of those places?
Sure.
Those are the problems that I run into with these guys like this.
You ain't wrong, Brian. Dani, Dennis-Sutton.
Yeah.
Very interesting. And look, something else about him too, Brian. It's like he'll get sacks from like from the 7.
Yeah.
They'll line him up a little wide, and he'll fool you a little bit.
Yeah.
If you watch highlight tapes, he'll fool you, Brian.
Oh, he'll fool you.
He'll make you feel like he an outside rusher, man. He'll make you feel that way.
Mm-hmm.
Very sometimes, guys.